Have you ever used a piece of software that just gets you? Like it reads your mind? And then there are others that make you want to throw your computer out the window. Well, the secret behind both isn't some kind of coding magic. It's something called requirements engineering. And today, we're going to pull back the curtain on this secret blueprint. Let's be honest, we've all been there. You get a new app, you're excited for it to solve a problem, but it just misses the mark. It doesn't do what you really need it to do. So why does this happen so often? Why do so many software projects seem to build the completely wrong thing? Well, here's the surprising part. The issue usually isn't the code. It's about people. The failure comes from a gap in understanding, a gap between what users truly want and what the developers think they want. So, how do we bridge that understanding gap? Simple. We need a blueprint, a plan that doesn't just tell us what to build, but more importantly, why we're building it. And that's where the blueprint for software comes in. The official term for this is requirements engineering. Think of it like being a detective for the software world. It's all about investigation and careful analysis to make sure we're building the exact right thing. This is the discipline that directly tackles that understanding problem we just talked about. The best way to think about it is like an architect's blueprint for a house. I mean, you never just start laying bricks without knowing how many rooms there are or where the windows go, right? Requirements engineering is that detailed plan, making sure we don't build a shack when the client was expecting a palace. Okay, so where do we even start creating this master plan? Well, it all begins with listening. We're now moving into the very first and maybe most critical step, gathering what the user actually needs. In the industry, this is known as the elicitation process. And here's the part that often gets overlooked. At its core, this isn't a tech job, it's a human job. The goal is to dig deeper than a simple list of features. It's about understanding the hopes, the frustrations, and the real-world goals of the people who will be using this software every single day. One of the most classic tools in our toolkit is, of course, the interview. These can be really structured with a preset list of questions. We call those closed interviews to get specific answers. Or they can be more open-ended, kind of like a casual conversation, to uncover needs and problems that nobody had even thought of yet. Another really powerful tool is creating scenarios. Instead of just a list of demands, we tell a story. So let's take a simple scenario like ordering coffee. What's the starting situation? A customer opens the app. What's the normal flow? They pick their drink, they pay. What could go wrong? Maybe the internet connection drops. And what's the final state? The order is confirmed. See, these stories make the requirements come alive. You know, sometimes a picture really is worth 1,000 words. That's where prototypes come in. They can be super simple, like low-fidelity sketches on paper just to get the basic idea across, or they can be highly detailed, high-fidelity, interactive screens that let users click around and really feel the product before a single line of code is written. It clears up any confusion right away. All right, so we've gathered a ton of raw information, interview notes, stories, sketches. Now we move into the analysis phase. Think of this as putting together a giant jigsaw puzzle. We're taking all these scattered pieces and starting to see the big picture form. A huge part of analysis is classification. We don't treat every request the same. We have to ask, is this a functional requirement, something the system must do, like send an email? Or is it non-functional, a quality the system must have, like being fast or secure? How important is it? Is it likely to change? Sorting them like this helps us make smart decisions about what to build first. But during analysis, you almost always run into a major challenge. What do you do when the key people involved in the project want completely opposite things? This is a classic example. The security team insists on complex two-factor authentication to protect user data, but the marketing team is demanding a super simple one-click login to make it easy for new users to sign up. It's a direct conflict between security and usability. So who wins? Well, this brings us to a crucial skill, requirements negotiation. And it's not about winning an argument. It's about creative problem solving. It's about finding a clever compromise that meets the core goals of both sides. It's really as much an art as it is a science. So, after we've gathered our info, analyzed it, and resolved any conflicts, we're finally ready to lock in the plan. This is where we write everything down and double-check that it's solid. This phase produces the official requirements specification document. This is it. This is the final, detailed blueprint we've been talking about. It's basically the contract between the stakeholders and the development team, defining exactly what's going to be built. But how do we know if the blueprint is actually any good? Through a process called validation. We check it against a few key qualities. Is it correct? Is this what the users actually want? Is it complete? Did we miss anything? Is it unambiguous? Is it crystal clear? We're basically making sure our foundation is rock solid before we build the house. So, you might be thinking, great, we're done. We have a validated plan, we're ready to go. But not so fast. Here's the hard truth about the software world. The plan is only the beginning. The real challenge is managing change. This quote says it all. New requirements emerge as a system is being developed and after it has gone into use. The world doesn't just stop. A new competitor pops up, user needs evolve, better ideas come along. A successful project has to be able to adapt. And that's exactly why requirements management exists. It's not a one-time task. It's an ongoing commitment. It's the system that allows us to handle change in an organized way instead of descending into chaos. It's what separates projects that evolve from those that collapse under pressure. So, the bottom line is this. A good plan isn't carved in stone. It's a living document designed from the very beginning to grow and evolve with the world around it. So let's do a quick recap. Requirements engineering is that crucial blueprint for any software. Elicitation is all about understanding people, analysis brings order to the chaos and helps solve conflicts, and finally, management makes sure our project can survive and thrive in a constantly changing world. And that leaves us with one final critical question. It's not just for developers, but for anyone creating anything new. Your plan might be absolutely perfect for today, but is it ready for tomorrow? Answering that question is what makes all the difference. Thanks for tuning in.